Well, hello, everyone. I'm Kara Strittmatter, the Director of Education and Support Services. So I have with me, of course, Margaret Moore, and then we have Bethany Bonner, who's our UMDF Education Support Associate, and Nicole Wilson, our Program Manager. So what we're going to do tonight, today, this is going to be shared as a recording for those who are attending conference as to what to expect in Cleveland. So we're just going to do a little bit of housekeeping, share what the program schedules just at a glance, and just some, just some things to help you prepare for the meeting. So I'm going to start with just a little bit. Oh, there's our lovely little avatars. I
That's
just have to
awesome.
always put those up. Our avatars. There we are. But what we're going to do, we're going to look at the mobile app, just a brief look at that, the lay of the hotel land. I always like to kind of show the map of what the hotel rooms are going to look like for the meeting space, day-to-day schedules, the clinical research pavilion, abstract poster sessions, and then just some session highlights. The doctor is in and ask the MitoDoc panel. I like to do that just because kind of share the difference of what one is versus the other and how it's going to work this year. The teen sessions, networking opportunities and special sessions, and of course, thanking our sponsors, and just some general information on housekeeping to prepare. All right, so let's get started with the mobile app. In 2022, we launched a mobile app. We went green. Actually, it was 2022, and we used it in 2023 as well. And it really is a very handy tool to have for the meeting. We're going green. We don't really have print materials, but you will be able to find everything on your phone. And if you're registered, you can get in there now and start looking through the app, looking at the map, looking at the sessions, looking at the speakers, all kinds of great information in the mobile app. So if you have any trouble with this, I know we send out an email post like as soon as you register that will give you these links so that you can go in and kind of see how it works and how to load the app. So it gives you instructions how to do that. All right, and then we shall go on to, here's the hotel layout. The conference this year is at the Hilton, Cleveland downtown, and we will be basically on 2 floors. We will be on the 5th floor and on the 3rd floor of the Hilton. So when you arrive, you're going to basically come to the 5th floor. Once you're all checked in, please come up to the 5th floor. That is where a lot of our major sessions will be happening. Our exhibitors are there. Our registration area is on that 5th floor, speaker check-in. So you can kind of see on here a little bit about, where the elevators are, the escalators. The clinical research pavilion is back into a little foyer area, kind of tucked away, but everybody will probably see it at some point just because they're the bathroom. I see their little bathroom icons. They're back in that area too. So you'll be venturing back there at some point and you'll get a glance at the clinical research pavilion regardless at some point during the week. The main sessions for the larger family sessions are in Superior C, the scientific and clinical are in D. And then we have these veteran rooms that are for the smaller breakouts, and the doc is located there. And of course, our lovely exhibitors are on that floor, so you'll be able to go and visit them as well. On the 3rd floor, we will have the poster sessions, and we'll explain what the posters, if you've never been there, we'll talk about that in a little bit as well, just to kind of give you an idea of what that is and what that means. We will have breakout sessions in the center meeting rooms. The teens are on that floor, their teen sessions. Almost all of the meals, well, all of the meals basically, except for I think the LHON closing the last day, their lunch will be up on the 5th floor, but we will have the full family program, and scientific medical will close out at the Saturday in that Hope Ballroom. So basically all the meals, the Friday opening, the banquet will all be happening in that Hope Ballroom. And we'll be using them for some smaller sessions on Thursday as well. So we'll kind of cover that as we move along. I wanted to point out this little Hope B foyer because we have something new this year that I think everyone will really enjoy having as a part of the conference. Am I missing anything on the layout of land, ladies? that I
I
might,
don't think so. I think
I know.
it's pretty clear. Can you clarify, Kara, there are elevators and escalators? I'll point those out, make sure they
yes.
know that there's plenty of ways to get up and down if you need to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I believe, the elevators will also go to the sleeping rooms. So it's really very accessible and easy to get around. All right, and this is the schedule at a glance. I always like to have this slide just because it kind of gives you that snapshot of what's going to be happening. So, Wednesday through Saturday, scientific clinical are going on the entire time. Clinical research pavilion will be open during posted hours. The abstract poster sessions are happening Wednesday, actually more so Wednesday through Friday. Saturday they'll still be displayed, but we have official poster sessions on Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Thursday, we start off our family and LHO and kickoff session. There's teen sessions will be going on. The Ask the Mitodoc panel session that was mentioned earlier will be going on that day. And then we have some smaller clinical trial breakout sessions for a little bit more networking to learn about clinical trials that are happening and drug discovery and what all that means for clinical trial readiness, and getting the patient voice involved. The meet and greet reception is that night, so it's kind of like mixer, so people that are coming in can actually start that networking right away. Friday through Saturday, patient family sessions, LHON sessions, teen sessions, doctor is in program will be going on, which again we'll explain a little bit more later, and then an accelerator big pitch and the evening of energy. And of course, I always point out to all of the schedules will be printable. If you are not if you're one of those people that need to have something in your hand, paper, we will have those available that you can print and bring before you come. All right, so I'm now going to hand it over to Miss Nicole to talk about the abstract poster sessions and the clinical research pavilion.
Perfect. Thanks, Kara. So Wednesday through Saturday, you'll see that there are posters that are being displayed. What's really neat about these posters are we have over 100. I want to say there's probably 109 this year. But what happens is they'll submit abstracts about the research that they're doing or different clinical studies that they've participated in. And this is your opportunity to see the work that's happening. So it's definitely most of the time not in layman's terms, but it's still really neat to check out the work that's being done to advance mitochondrial disease research. So whether it's new therapies or treatments or anything of that nature, it's really neat to go and see. There are quite a few about different outcome measures too, which are really important when it comes time to have clinical trials. So if you're able to, if there's downtime or anything, I encourage you to go and take a look at those posters because they are really interesting to view. And there will be Wednesday night and Thursday night, there will be poster sessions. So the even will be on one night, odd will be on another night. And those researchers or whoever submitted those abstracts will talk about their posters in a little bit more detail. So if there is one that you're interested in learning more about, take a look and see what that abstract number is, and then you'll be able to visit them on either that Wednesday or Thursday night if you happen to be there that early.
I'll point out too, Nicole, within the app, there will be a link to the abstract booklet. So it'll actually have their 500-word abstract that they submitted. So then you can actually even look at it a little bit and say, ooh, I want to see a little bit more about that. And when we say poster sessions, what happens is that on that Wednesday where the even numbers are, they will stand by their poster during that time slot, like 5:30 to 7:30 or 6 to 8, whatever the time is in the schedule. And that researcher will be standing there with that poster and will be able to answer questions. So it's really kind of cool. It's a little nice little part of the symposium.
Absolutely. And for the second year in a row, we are hosting the Clinical Research Pavilion at conference. This is a really great, exciting time for you to be able to join a non-drug trial, a study. So, and we're going to be looking for patients, but also caregivers. So those of us who have loved ones with mitochondrial disease that oftentimes aren't able to really help advance research, this is your opportunity. So there's many different studies and surveys that you can do. On site, we'll have, I will be there with MitoShare, our patient registry, and you'll be able to sign up for MitoShare if you aren't already. And if you are, we'll also have some laptops available so that you can also take some surveys as well. On this screen, it talks a little bit about how to join MitoShare. You'll want to go to the website listed there and what Bethany just put in the chat for me. And you'll be able to get signed up early. It's really important to make sure that you get some stuff done ahead of time just to make it a lot faster for you on site. So if you are interested in participating, make sure that you sign up for MitoShare. If you're not sure if you're signed up for MitoShare, please send an email to registry@umdf.org and I'll be able to let you know if you have one or not. But it's really easy to do. You want to complete the informed consent, which is a couple pages, about 10 pages long, that you can read through that talks about that important consent form. And then you'll be able to have access into MitoShare and all the benefits that that includes. And on the next screen, you'll be able to see that if you're already in MitoShare, that's awesome. We thank you for your participation. And you'll be able to see, once you get logged in, that 2024 pre-conference survey that is live and ready for you to take now. It's only about 2 to 3 questions based on whether you're coming to symposium or not, and if you have a genetic confirmation. This is just really to check your eligibility. And if it shows that you don't qualify, please don't worry about that. Send a message to me at registry@umdf.org, and I'll give you some information on how you can still participate. But there's also a link on there for one of the studies that I wanted to talk about tonight, was the motor skills study with the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. We actually had this one last year, and they have a link where you can get signed up and consented ahead of time. I know that some of the patients that participated last year, it did take a little bit of time for that consent process. So we have pushed that up so you're able to do that ahead of time, which is great. And I'll be able to get you that link. And it's also a part of that survey if you qualify for that particular study. But they are looking for caregivers as well. So any healthy controls. So even if you're a researcher, you're a physician, any of our exhibitors, any of our volunteers that are coming for the day, you're welcome to participate in quite a few of the studies that we'll have available. And those are listed on our website as well, so that you can take a look at those. But one of the things that I wanted to make clear today too was that if you participated last year in the motor skills study with the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, you are encouraged to participate again, because it would be really great to see some natural history too. So we can see the change over the course of the year. So if you participated last year, please come and visit us again and participate again this year. We would love to do that. So there will be a Sign Up Genius link as well for that study, and then I can help you get signed up for the other studies as well. But please, anything you need, send an email to registry@umdef.org.
Thanks, Nicole.
You're welcome.
So let me just do a little highlight of the family program sessions. Again, we already mentioned Thursdays are going to be a kickoff this year. We're starting a little earlier. We start at 1 o'clock. And this is really all about demystifying that research and drug development. It'll be pulling back the curtain, like getting a little insider view of what is involved. Maybe look at those frequently asked questions and what is involved with a clinical trial, and how does a drug get to development for the patient community, and what is your role in all of that? So as a patient and caregiver. So that kickoff will be a very impactful. We're really excited about starting off with that. There will also be some call to action with those sessions, and some smaller breakout sessions where we can have little groupings where people can meet and talk amongst each other with industry partners, clinicians. So it's going to be a really fun day to get started. We also will have the Ask the MitoDoc panel session that day, and then the meet and greet reception and the scientific poster sessions. On Friday and Saturday, basically, well, on Friday, we have the kickoff on Friday morning and State of Mitochondrial Medicine, just kind of get us ready to looking forward of what UMDF is doing to move the needle forward. Clinical trial updates will be happening that day. The clinical trial updates is for all attendees. Anybody can go to that. It's in the scientific medical room in Superior D, but it really will be open for anyone that wants to go and listen to. Our industry partners will be coming to share what's going on with their clinical trial. So they're usually 5 to 10 minute updates from our industry partners. Then there'll be a care mapping workshop session this year. There's a mental health track that will be happening with Dr. Amy Goldstein, Dr. Tomas Kozics, and Dr. Mallory Zahi. So I think that will be an excellent track for our families. You heard Dr. Walker talking about taking care of yourself and all the things. Well, this is where you can really learn about that impact. Again, what mitochondrial disease can do on mental health and preparing for taking care of yourself for that. Then Dr. Cohen will be talking about the spectrum of mitochondrial diseases. He'll probably hit a lot of the things that Dr. Walker hit today, which is really cool, but I think he'll take it a step further. And there'll be some fun disease specific networking sessions for families who have similar MELAS or PDCD. We're looking at a number of attendees. So when you register, make sure you mark, what your disease is so that we can look and see, all right, we've got a really large group coming from this disease group, and that helps us to figure out the meeting rooms. And then Saturday, we have coffee and conversation. And then again, the mental health track continues with some more about the support and navigating that journey through support. So we have some really great speakers that day to help us guide through that. We even have yoga happening during that. So I think really cool mental health track on Saturday. And then we'll have 2 organ system talks, a GI talk, gastrointestinal, and renal manifestations. So really great day on Saturday as well. Then for the LHON program, and we will be doing a webinar for the LHON community, and our leadership will be on there to kind of go through these sessions. So I won't go through too much deep tonight because they will have a specific webinar just for the LHON program, but they'll have a community update, a science updates, navigating with confidence with LHON, exploring employment with LHON, navigating mental health. And then on Saturday, they too have a coffee and conversation in their meeting space, and the LHON Science Moving Forward, an assistive tech talk, and a Living with LHON panel. But again, we will go into a little bit more detail of what to expect in those. And again, look in the app because we'll continue to put more information in there as well as what to expect for those sessions. All right, so Dr. Is In. Dr. Is In started in 2002, Mitochondrial Medicine 2002. And what this was based off of, if anybody remembers the old Peanuts cartoon where Lucy sat at a doctor's stand and the doctor was in, that's how that got started years ago. And basically it is an opportunity for registrants to meet one-on-one with a mitochondrial specialist or clinician. And we have clinicians saying it's not just doctors, we'll have genetic counselors, and they're on that front line and they can answer your questions about your testing and what to expect from your journey. So you can sign up for those. We typically in the past have done it on site. This year, we are doing it a little different. We will be opening the signups in the app by June 7th. That means you can go on, look at the doctor's list, and sign up at that time. Now, it's usually limited to 1 family per slot to start. You would only be able to sign up for 1, just to give enough opportunity for all attendees to have that chance to sign up for a doctor. If there are, but you just keep checking back throughout the week while you're there, because we will be holding some slots, and you can just check back and see if there's any openings. You could go ahead and sign up. Even if you've had 1 doctor visit, you could sign up for more if there's some open. Am I missing anything, Nicole, Margaret or Bethany?
No, I don't think so. I do want to let them know that when we do launch, that you'll be able to reach out to us if you have any trouble, that will help you through the process of getting signed up. And it is a great opportunity just to have a different person to talk to describe your symptoms, because sometimes a different viewpoint can lead to some new answers.
Absolutely. Thank you, Margaret. And then Margaret, why don't you talk about Ask the Mito Deck? And we're all familiar with it, but
well, since you just saw one, it's kind of like tonight, but in person. So we will have this amazing list of mitochondrial disease specialists there. No topic, all questions are possible. It will run in a lot of ways very similarly to what we did today, in that folks that are at home, even if they're not attending the conference, can join via Zoom. So it will look very, very much like our Zoom meetings, except that will be in person. And it's always a really exciting time because we can get a lot of questions answered, because we have so many doctors there that are manning the Q&A and typing answers while other doctors present their answers verbally. It's on Thursday from 4 to 5:30. And this time it is for all ages. We have sometimes done it where we had child and then adult, but bringing everybody together and try to get as many questions answered as possible.
All right, teen sessions, Margaret.
Oh, here's the fun part. I get to talk about the fun part. So for those of you that don't know about our teen sessions, every year we host sessions specifically for teens and young adults. So the bottom age is about 13 and they go up into their 20s, and they have specific programming. So on Thursday, even though it's not listed here, one of the cool things we're going to be doing is making some very special, one of a kind, custom, not as messy as normal tie-dye t-shirts. So we're excited about that. If we have time after that, we're going to do a scavenger hunt, and we're going to watch movies until it's time for the reception in the evening. On Thursday evening, the teens will be joining their families for the meet and greet. And then on Friday morning, bright and early, they'll start out with a chat with Dr. Amy Goldstein. Again, this is a all questions are okay, no parents allowed. So it's definitely a popular thing, and it's popular for Dr. Goldstein too. She really loves doing it, and the teens love learning from her. Following that, we have Jamie Peterson from the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia that's going to do a genetic counseling 101, helping our teens and young adults learn about genetic counseling, learn about genetics, and just have a casual place to do a Q&A. After that, things get a little wild. We're going to have some therapy dogs in the room. Next is the really cool thing. We're going to have Empower Sports come, which is an organization there in Cleveland that's going to teach our teens and young adults how to play pickleball. A little bit jealous. And then after that, we have an adaptive dance class where our teen attendees will learn adaptive dance moves as well as some wheelchair dancing. All of this in preparation for the prom. Teens will eat in their room, have kid food, dancing, rock and roll theme, lots and lots of fun. So after that, they're going to be really, really tired. So we're going to start it out and ease into Saturday with some healthy living and healthy living in general. So healthy eating, healthy exercise with Dr. Tarnopolsky, and slide right into some yoga. And then we'll wrap up our conference time with making a wooden keepsake for everyone to bring home in their suitcases. And don't forget the photo booth. I almost forgot that. For both our teens and any of our banquet attendees, there will be a photo booth in the hallway in between the two areas for everyone to take fun pictures with themselves in silly costumes. So that's that for the teens.
Thanks, Margaret. Now on to some networking opportunities and some other special sessions. So when I talked earlier about that Hope Foyer, this year in new, it's called the Hope Garden, since it's in the Hope Foyer, and we're going to call it the Hope Garden. And we had a lovely donation of Gift of the Ladybug books and a cute little plush toy that goes with it. So those will be given out to anyone who wants them. They can take some back to other Mito families in their community if they'd like. It's just a really wonderful book, just of learning to those who are living with chronic illness, with a child with chronic illness and terminal illness, of really how to make that journey. And within that room, we'll have a message board so that you can put messages, bring pictures. If you have a picture of a loved one, it's just a really great place to sit back and reflect and talk to others in between sessions and maybe on breaks. It'll be there open the entire time. So please go visit, grab a book and a ladybug, and if it's not for you, but you know somebody that would enjoy having the book, please take it. And we were very thrilled to be able to do that this year. The UMDF Thursday meet and greet, of course, is another great networking time. And then we do a geographic lunch seating on Friday. The LHON will have tables assigned that they like to sit their group together. But then the geographic is like really pretty much open to all attendees, even LH1, even whoever wants to, but it's to sit by region so that you can kind of get to know people in your area, in your geographic area. Now, not everyone wants to do that, and you don't have to, but it will be there and available if you want to take advantage of it. Friday, we will have some disease-specific discussion groups, and again, that's kind of to meet each other of those in your disease-specific group, and there will be a non-genetically confirmed group as well. I believe, Margaret, we did talk about doing that. Am I missing anything with that rare disease? Other rare diseases, possibly.
Was it ultra rare and
Ultra rare? That's what it was. Yes, that we may have several different breakout groups for people just to get to know each other and share their stories. And then the evening of energy banquet. And we will have programming. If you've been to conference before, it will be some programming, but we're really going to try to make it a little different and a little bit more fun, more music, possibly. At this point, it'll just be a relaxing networking evening. And then Saturday morning, coffee and conversation. Margaret, do you want to talk about that a little bit? How that
sure.
works?
So the Coffee and Conversations is a casual networking event that usually goes from 8 to 10. We encourage you to pick up your coffee, bring your breakfast, and enter the room. In the room, you will find, we'll have greeters helping this year. You will find, I believe, 5 tables that you can choose to join. We have one for adults that are affected by mitochondrial disease. It's always a really popular one. Then we have parent and caregiver table. We're going to have a table for supportive equipment, kind of a show and tell of, show us what helps you travel, show us what helps you get through these long days. We will have one that is going to be about clinical trials, and we have one that is going to be about fundraising, learning all about the fundraising possibilities throughout through the UMDF. So we hope to see everyone there. This is casual. If it's 8:20 and you are not there, don't worry, just come on in. You don't have to be there for the whole time. You could drop in, you can hop from table to table and learn a little bit from each. It's usually a place to make great friends, to sort of cap off what you've learned. I do think we have something on mental health too. I might have forgotten that.
Yeah.
But it's to cap off what you've learned throughout the Friday sessions, and to get ready for your the next things that you'll be attending. Really a nice place to meet people though. So I encourage you all to join us.
And then how about our sponsors?
All right, we have to thank our sponsors because that's why we're able to do it. I'm going to go ahead and give each of these sponsors a shout out. UCB, Tacento, Edith L. Trees, Akron Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, Stealth, Baylor Genetics, and Summit. Thank you. And we have another page too, don't we, Kara?
Yes, we do.
Obliva, Haggerty Family Foundation, the National Institutes of Health, Protokinetics, Stale Therapeutics, Solace Nutrition, Ultragenics, Variantix, and Delta Gamma Foundation. I also want to let you know that many of these sponsors, not all, but many of them will have exhibit booths. We also will have other exhibitors. So make sure you visit the exhibit area and say hello to everyone that has a booth there.
All right, now I'm going to go into some just general information about the meals and just some housekeeping. So continental breakfast, breaks, and meals. Anyone who registers and requested vegetarian or gluten-free, you'll have an insert in your registration materials to show the hotel staff. And we try very hard, it's hit or miss, but we try very hard to educate the hotel staff to make sure that they look for you, make sure that the gluten gluten-free things are very obvious, especially on the buffets and that kind of stuff. If you've noted other dietary needs beyond vegetarian or gluten-free, please make sure you contact the hotel. If you marked it or gave it to our office in some way, we do work really hard to get that information to the hotel. But I would say, just as you would anytime you travel to a hotel, it's always good to plan ahead, to contact them, because they may not have what you need in the way of food. Continental breakfast, I always make this clear because it is basically in oatmeal, bread, pastries, yogurt, fruit, cereal. If you're looking for eggs and bacon and omelets and all that kind of wonderful stuff, we
No.
don't have that.
No.
So, all right, and then housekeeping, dress in layers. The hotel meeting rooms are always difficult to regulate the temperature. So please dress in layers, bring a light jacket or a sweater to make sure that if you get cold, you'll be all right. We don't want it to get too hot, because then that's another extreme that can cause some problems for our families. The UMDF conference is intended for an educational weekend for adults and, of course, the teen sessions. Many families do bring their younger children, which is fine, but due to the sensitivity of topics and out of the respect for other attendees, children are not permitted in the session rooms. So usually, I know typically, Margaret, I know you've talked about this before, either the husband or maybe it's a caregiver, a grandparent or friend, that they take turns and they watch the children while that parent is in that session. So it's just out of courtesy. And another reason for that is we do record all of almost all of the family sessions. Therefore, keeping noise down is really extremely helpful. Anything to add to this one?
No, I think that's it. I do think it's important to understand, though, it for families, it is sort of easy to split it up and have, a dad take the kids from 8 to 10 while mom goes to sessions. So there is a way to work that out where they don't have to be in the session rooms.
Correct. And then other housekeeping, there will be wheelchair rows in each meeting room. If you registered and did not request a scooter, please email mitomed@umdf.org today if you've changed your mind, or if you say, oh man, I think I will need it. If you looked at this video and you see we're on 2 floors, and I don't know, sometimes people don't realize it until they get there. It can be a very taxing week for those with mitochondrial disease. So just keep that in mind, that, yeah, you may not need a scooter if you're fresh and ready to go, but after, talking to so many people and moving around the meeting space and going up to your room, you may find that a scooter would be really helpful. So you can save what do they say? Save those spoons so that you have enough energy to keep going. If you need the closed captioning, which will be played through Zoom on the screen, please sit up close so you can see that. And again, we're going green. So when you look through the mobile app or get the registration emails with that link for printables, make sure you print it. I would recommend waiting to print from home to bring it till closer to the meeting, because that's why I said the mobile app will be the most up-to-date information, because what happens when you print things change. Something happens, schedule changes. So it's just better to wait last minute if you are going to print something. And now getting to the conference. So we're going to be again at the Hilton Cleveland downtown. I believe they were going to put some of these links in the chat, but you will also get and we'll probably do some follow-up emails with these links. The links to the other hotels that are available, because our room block is full, those are on our website at umdf.conference.org. So make sure that you do go there if you do need a hotel, that you still haven't got a hotel room. Parking is expensive there. The hotel can only give us so much of a discount. And so even with the discount, it's 32 overnight. So it's really expensive. So we did a little researching, and we've used, at least I have personally used, there's a couple apps, but I've personally used the spot here, hero.com. And what that basically will do, it'll find inexpensive parking spots near the Hilton Cleveland downtown. And I think Janet had already done a real quick search and found several that would be cheaper and within walking distance. Or if your spouse or something can go ahead and you guys can unpack and then go park and then come back to the hotel. Because it really does, it's a really great way to find that parking spot, and it's pretty easy to work. I really enjoyed using it. So that's an alternative to the parking rates that are at the Hilton. Anything to add to that, ladies, that I might have forgotten?
No,
No,
the apps are easy, very easy to use, the
Mhm.
Spot Hero.
It is, yeah. And what's nice is that as you like notice on these funds, it'll say book now. You can just usually pay right, especially if you have PayPal or Venmo, Apple Pay, whatever it is, connected. You can easily pay for it right then and there, and the spot's reserved. So if you're worried about some of the parking spots or parking lots filling up, the ones closer to the hotel, whatever, you can always do that ahead of time as well.
All right, and don't forget, if you cannot attend in person, you can join us virtually for the Ask the Mito Doc panel session on Thursday, June 27th, and just visit the umdf.org/events to register for that. The other thing is to remember that if you can't attend, we know it's difficult to travel when you or your loved one are ill, and travel is just not, it just can't happen. We do record, again, all of the patient family sessions, and they are then available on MitoU post-conference. Typically don't get those up until closer to the end of August, maybe early September. We do our best. It just depends on how much editing has to be done on the recordings for us to get those up on the website. So just wanted to let that know. Anything else that we may be missing, ladies?
Kara, we have a question in the Q&A.
Okay.
Do the hotels listed have a shuttle to and from the airport? Do we know?
No, well, I know the Hilton doesn't. I don't
Okay.
know about the other three. I doubt it because I think they're all really in the same general area. But that would be something we can look into.
Okay.
Did you say how far it was, Kara?
From the airport, it's like a 20-minute, 20, 30, probably depends on traffic, 20 or 30-minute drive.
Mhm.
It's not too bad. So when if you're making flight arrangements, keep that in mind, that when you have to get to the airport, give yourself some time then to get there. Anything else? What do you think? No more questions?
Nope, no more questions
Think
came
we
in. I
got
think
it.
that's good.
All right. What do we have left here? We've got. All right. Well, I think that we'll wrap it up then. And thank you all for being on. We had about 6 people still hung on strong with us. Woo-hoo.
Mhm. And we'll see you soon, which is the best part.
We are
Yes.
looking forward to seeing each other and even seeing each other in person as
Yes.
staff.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to seeing all of you who are attending this year. Thanks and have a lovely